In today's video, we're going to look at Julius Miettinen, a 6'3" center from Finland, currently playing with Silver Tips in the WHL. So let's waste no time and jump straight into what I like about his game. His hockey intelligence is very developed, and for me, there is no better demonstration in his case than with his sense of anticipation. I would be willing to argue that he has the best anticipation in the entire draft. He always seems to know where the puck is going to end up, and he has flawless timing. For such a big guy, he generates a very good level of power in his first few strides, and this is what allows him to win his races for the puck over short distance. I have to give an honorable mention to his motor and his commitment on the ice. He doesn't let any puck leave the opponent's territory. On occasion, it's truly unique to watch him operate on the ice. He sometimes skates in the opposite direction of where the play seems to be going, and you wonder, what the hell is he doing? But he had perfectly calculated that his teammate was going to win his race for the puck and then send the puck back to him.
Face-off won by Wenatchee. Fluker along the wall, Seitz has it stolen. Miettinen from the high slot, looks down low, tipped by Hemmerling and a save by G. Out into the neutral zone, Miettinen gets it back. He works his way in. He's in with Heslop and Heslop down low, just off a defensive stick into the near corner. Miettinen from the high slot cuts to the blue line. It's Jackson Adam across the way. Arpin blocker save by Chadwick. Kareem back towards Miettinen. It's poked away. Good steal there by Jarrett Ross. Losing control and back on.
This sense of anticipation goes a long way in elevating Miettinen's defensive game to one of the best of his cohort. He predicts exactly where the puck will end up and makes sure to be first on it. It is particularly behind his own net that we observe him being opportunistic on loose pucks.
Sherman loops it into the near corner as that took a lively carom off.
The most brilliant aspect of his defensive game is his information gathering and spatial recognition. It's beautiful to see Miettinen change his route after having adequately judged the situation and the elements on the ice. I really like his sequence when there was less than a minute to go in the third period and the score was tied. One of Miettinen's defensemen was in a battle in the corner of the defensive zone, and for some reason, the winger assigned to support him seemed to be frozen on the ice. In the fraction of a second, Miettinen noticed the lack of support to his defenseman and rushed to support him to prevent the other team from coming out of the corner with the puck. When we see Miettinen on the ice, he stands out from the other players. His size is truly imposing, and this is not just a question of looks. It is tangibly observed when we watch him work with his stick. He's very good at lifting his opponent's sticks, even if they seem to place a lot of weight on it. To conclude this aspect, the work ethic of the Big Fin on backcheck is fantastic as he skates fiercely.
Taken now by Wilson up into the air, out to the neutral zone, 2-on-1. Zane Rowan ahead. Rowan top of the circle, his shot blocked by...
Something truly unique about Miettinen is that a lot of his offense originates from defensive play. It is often mentioned that offense starts from defense, but when such a statement is offered, it is generally to highlight the importance of a good breakout pass or transition game from a defenseman. This is not referring to forwards making an impact at both ends on the ice in the space of just a few seconds. I won't spend too much time on how Miettinen managed to get all of the puck in the defensive zone, but what follows is fascinating. He will throw a bomb to one of his teammates who is stationed 2 lines further, and then who will come in support to recover a loose puck in the corner? You guessed it, Julius Miettinen himself. Once again, I'm going to allude to his motor because it's clearly not something usual to see such an imposing figure never stop moving his feet on the ice. He's regularly the first player of his line on the forecheck, and then on the same shift, he's the first player of his line on the backcheck.
Single. Oh, that just looked textbook as far as that one there. Everett Bear does a good job getting the puck, heads to the center.
Face-off won by Julius Miettinen. Over on the far side, Carter Bear. He leaves it for Miettinen, charging ahead. Joined by Heslop on the rush. Heslop looking in front for Miettinen, powers through and scores! What strength by Julius Miettinen! It's 4-2! But has sticks all around his legs. Take a look at him here. He's got a man all over him in Temple, and he powers it through Pine. And that is a big man doing big man things there for Julius Miettinen. Seizes the gap up the right side. Kipke sandwiched off the puck by Berg and Miettinen. Those are two big bodies to get caught between. And here comes Berg up the other way. 30 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. Berg for Miettinen, for Hemmerling down low. Back for Miettinen, score! Oh, that's pretty! Julius Miettinen taps it in. It's 4-1. That extra pass, get the sure thing. They've taken it. And Hemmerling up the right side, running out of room to take a shot of his own. Gets it back to Miettinen, who works his way through the big body of Seth Fryer. For Julius Miettinen.
The strongest identity trait of the number 17 is probably the benefits brought to his team by his imposing presence in front of the goalkeepers. He is extremely difficult to dislodge from this location, and as soon as the puck falls into the goalie's blue paint and the defenders looks for the puck thinking he has contained Miettinen, the latter jumps on it like a predator on his prey. No matter how much his opponents try to bully him, he imposes himself in this critical space and does not budge. He is definitely not afraid to pay the price. He is very good at following the goalkeeper's movement and always stays in front of him to obstruct his view. What I like is that he also has the offensive instinct to follow the play, and as soon as the defenseman tasked with covering him lets go of him, even for a moment, Miettinen separates from his coverer and offers himself as a passing option at the goal mouth.
Calling for it, Berg, he receives. Sets up Hemmerling. Down low, Raymond. In front off a defensive skate. Behind the net, it's Heslop. He hits Raymond, distributes to Hemmerling, fakes the slapper. Hemmerling looking for a shooting lane, dishes over to Berg, now slides to Raymond on the outside. Raymond cutting from wing to wing over to Hemmerling. Hammer as Heslop protects. To the point, Smith a shot that's saved by Merwald. Rebound in between the hash marks. Tied up by Hemmerling as now Miettinen drags down Wilson in front for Heslop. His shot in the glove save made by Merwald.
Of the second period, the Royals hanging on to a 2-1 lead. Shot went off the wall, came out in front.
Smith over to his left with Shelter in front of him. Holding along the far wall.
The top unit is Brown. On the outside, holding left wing. Back to the blue line, Hemmerling. Crossing for Berg. From the high slot is Rister. He scores! Squib it by Merwald, who believe he gets a piece of it. And in this series, it's an indicator that things are working well down low. And you see right there, Julius Miettinen setting the screen in the crease.
Miettinen really makes this place his office. It is by being very close to the net that we notice a large number of his offensive flashes, both when distributing the puck and when trying to score. While stationed at the goal mouth, he can execute one-touch passes in the slot as well as passes to the other side on his backhand while turning around for a grade A scoring chance. He can also push the defender away with his frame and take a shot craftily with the stick between his legs.
Tips at the right point, now down to the goal line, throws it back, doors in the net, up! Raymond from up high, down low to the goal line, Miettinen throws it in front, and Hemmerling standing to the right of Holtz, able to bat this one in. Golden Knight draft pick, swatting at it, did it come off his...
The far side for Heslop. Down to Miettinen, a backhand pass.
In front of Lipinski, feeds Raymond, top of the circle, slap pass down low, quick passing, Roos, that's blocked.
Raymond, right side half wall, down to Miettinen, trying to go between his legs.
For Raymond, top of the circles, Miettinen sets the screen. Raymond, down low, Miettinen tries to get the shot off a fan. Berg stepping forward, Berg down low, Miettinen between the legs, getting a piece of...
Over for Raymond near circle, down low for Miettinen, he scores! Oh, that's pretty! Julius Miettinen!
One of the things that makes me fall in love with the Helsinki native is how much his opponents seems to hate him. The main reason is, I believe, due to the fact that no one managed to dislodge him from the front of the net, no matter how many cross-checks he receives and no matter how ill-intended those cross-checks are. You would swear he could eat those cross-checks for breakfast. The lack of reaction on his parts seems to make his rival completely lose their minds.
Up into the netting. Second crossbar hit in the last 2 minutes for the Silvertips as Miettinen now drilling right side. Looking towards the net, waits and sends it to Miettinen off the shoulder, loose in the crease, jabbing at it, covered by Unger, scramble out in front, still loose. And it's finally whistled dead as...
At the same time, it's not the most surprising thing because Miettinen seems to have a shit disturber side to his game. He is often seen laughing in the face of opponents who try to bully him, taunting rivals after scoring goals, and even pushing away with his skates the stick that has fallen on the ice of an opposing player who tries to recover it.
Hemmerling in front, looks him off. Now across the way for Hemmerling on his backhand, a shot, diving save made by Holt on the goal line. Holt was down and out as he took some contact in the crease. He reached out and pulled that off the post. As we get some extracurriculars after the whistle as Kipke goes after Julius Miettinen and would like to see an overhead.
The Big Fin seems to love it when the intensity in the games reaches another level, him who can also deliver pretty good hits.
He had 10 goals in the regular season, only one of them on the power play. And he had entered into the postseason on his way to the net. It's stolen by Hoylett. London Hoylett, the former Calgary Hitmen, racing forward. Hoylett trying to get around Ryland Pierce. He's forcing it in the near side corner. Good.
And Vancouver is 3 points back.
Julius Miettinen out there with him on the forecheck. From his own end, it's Whitehead.
Each season, the public fascination with the smaller players seems to shine brighter to the point where there seems to be a form of denial towards the unique contribution of bigger players. Something important when looking at prospect is to pay close attention to their opposition to see if they change their approach based on these players. In the case of Miettinen, this is tangibly observed when the opposing defensemen have to go and recover a loose puck in the corner and Miettinen is chasing them. Afraid of being crushed against the board, they slow down and try to initiate contact with Miettinen prematurely to avoid being hit. This plays to his advantage as he only has to avoid his opponents who seems to ignore the puck to grab it. As a skater, I believe that there is still room for improvement and I am optimistic that there will be progress. He is at his best in acceleration over short distance and I believe that there is a good level of power in his stride but that his top speed could reach a higher level. His upper body moves a lot when he skates without the puck and I believe that with strengthening in the gym, he will be able to correct the little things that are holding his skating back.
Fans didn't like it. LaVenture trying to get a hold of the puck. Hemmerling squirts it out for Kaplan. Over for Miettinen. They come over the blue line. Everett down the right wing into the Royal zone. Short at Reich trying to knock down a clearing attempt. Miettinen skates onto it though. Heads in 3-on-2. Across on the right wing. A shot.
It's stolen away. Here's Carter Bear getting it right back deep. Defensive leg. Whitehead keeps it onside for a moment and Hemmerling finishes the job. Hemmerling up into the air looking for Miettinen. Carries near corner. Sharp angle shot. Covered up by... More low scoring than it was last night when it was 5-5 at the end of 2 periods. Caden Hamill sends it on net from the neutral zone. Pine sets it aside. Haynes cut off. 3.5 remaining in the first period. Pine unable to play the puck. Look out, a centering pass.
Win out the season.
Yeah, right, yeah. Kelowna would have to finish 4th in order for that to happen. Right now,
And Chadwick the save. Just like that, bing, bang, boom, and now chance the other way in a 3-on-1. And a penalty coming up here to Kelowna. Puck at the side of the net.
On the wall, again, has it hop off his skates, and it springs Cicek up the other way. Cicek is bumping, looking towards the blue line, cut off and carried out by Aginla. Again, land on the pass attempt, able to softly get it to Stutz. Knocked out in front, looking for Graham. It's broken up. As Hamill lost his stick, he dropped it behind the end line trying to nurse a holding call. Here's Miettinen with a steal, gets by a man, and now Miettinen is working in breakaway. Miettinen backhander, swallowed up by Pilon. And now Miettinen will get jumped. The crowd as Matejchuk waits for reinforcements. Up to the right side, Rysep comes out with it, out in front, and it's picked up by Heslop. Off the glass, racing for it, Miettinen with 20 seconds left. Miettinen
As for his shooting, there are not many opportunities to observe it because he doesn't have the shooter's mentality. He will instead pass the puck to a teammate and head straight to the net. But he excels at creating space in the slot or near the net, and his release is really quick and he wastes no time in shooting.
Down low, Heslop, his wrister save, rebound off the post. Into the near side corner, Kovacevic off the glass, it lands on the doorstep, Miettinen jamming. As he bounces off a defender, in front, a shot by Miettinen, robbed by Unger, loose in the blue.
One subtle thing I like about the rare times we see him take shots from distance is that he managed to get his shot through. Casually, this is a quality.
Under head coach Dennis Williams, here's Julius Miettinen with a shot that's blockered away.
Much praise has been given on his intelligence without the puck, including the speed of his information processing. As a puck distributor, the same observations are being made. Having already spotted his target beforehand, the puck is never on his sticks for more than a fraction of a second. Like most of his individual skills, I believe that there is still potential to be exploited in him because he demonstrates good vision. Miettinen's brief puck possession lead me to talk about his hands. The rare time he displays it, we can observe a good level of control. He is capable of dangling defensemen in one-on-one situations. He doesn't yet have the identity of the player to lead the charge in possession of the puck, but if he can gain a little confidence and start to amalgamate all of his qualities together, we could be looking at quite the hockey player.
Heslop returns the favor. They'll dart down the right wing. Trailer Miettinen, toe drag, got through a man.
Carry in the near corner, out in front for Hemmerling, pass broken up. And Brinson guides it towards the blue line. He's harassed and has it stolen by Miettinen. Dangles to the slot. Miettinen toe save, Holtz. Rebound out in front is swept wide.
20-year-old defenseman. Here's a chance. Miettinen skates in. Can't get a shot away.
In conclusion, Miettinen is a player for whom I have a lot of appreciation. He projects more as a third-line player, but as funny as it may seem, I think he could become a sort of special team specialist. It's an outdated concept and I never really believed in because, for me, you cannot give critical tasks to a player who doesn't see much ice time at even strength. But considering that Miettinen excels in the face-off circles and opposing teams have no answers for his presence in front of the net, I firmly believe that he could be a power play weapon in this role. Personally, I hope that he will finish his junior career in the CHL and that he will stay 2 more years with the Silvertips. His style of play is designed for North American hockey, and I also believe that he will have more opportunities to develop his individual skills by playing big minutes in junior hockey than by going to play with the professional in Europe. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed the video, and next one is going to be on Norwegian Stian Solberg.
It's Jamieson, rolled around behind the net. Miettinen lowers his shoulder, carries far circle. Spins off a defender. Into the trapezoid. Miettinen wraparound try is turned away by was Carter Bear. Tip still with possession. It's tipped and played by
Advantage here. Smith will try to counter in. The lamp point now for Jamieson. He'll fire and he'll score! Quick!
Was the next goal's going to be a big one. And in a 3-2 hockey game.
Right now, lost it. Berg got it. He'll move it on left wing. Miettinen skates in left dot. Waits, holds, chance, in front. Chip.
Looking towards the neutral zone, it's kept in. Miettinen to his left. Petrov angles it for Miettinen in onside. Miettinen slows up. Trailer. Miettinen now with 2 seconds, implored to shoot. Looks across the way. Hemmerling one-timer. Heslop in as the crowd comes alive. Heslop around the defender, down low. Hurries. Hemmerling to the slot, bouncing in front of Miettinen, pushes it towards the net and fires. That's tipped just wide off the skates of Raymond.
And have the Royals backing up in an open net goal for Miettinen. Whipped it home after a cross-ice feed, and it's 1-0 for the Silvertip. Miettinen. And he had all sorts of time and all kind of net to shoot at, and he made no mistake as Miettinen pops his 29.
Onzik looking for it and can't quite hold it in. Heslop the other way to the far side. Here's Miettinen down the right wing and a shot stopped from Merwald.
for Miettinen, in by a defender. Miettinen forced to his right, drops for Hemmerling on near point. His shot through traffic off the midsection of Miettinen. To the high slot, Heslop! Smith for Hemmerling on the right wing. He sends it into the legs of Miettinen. He's in with speed. Miettinen cuts into the corner and waits for reinforcements. Zips it to Tri-City contingent now, and now it's worked in for Miettinen. In with Sukumis. Miettinen in front for Sukumis. Berg in on the left side. Miettinen out to the slot. Roosty shoots a swallow.
Onside still. Everett finds a man at center. Now Miettinen, cross ice right wing, offensive zone. Scott trying to get it back to the point. It was lifted off the stick by Hemmerling. And he'll take a pass and has a lane to the net. Down.
Up with speed. Here comes Heslop and Miettinen. Miettinen from the slot. Hits the brakes. Back for Heslop. Off his... Have perfected to where they don't even have to employ it when they're desperate. They just kind of do it. When they'll fly off sides, they'll get called for icings, but they just have the speed at their advantage as Miettinen plays the puck far corner. Miettinen now along the goal line, cuts to the backhand, a rising shot. He scores! Oh, that's pretty! Julius Miettinen on the backhander. 5-0 Silvertips. 4:36 gone by in the third period. Puck battle one. Miettinen gets around. He uses Kaplan entangled with Howell as a sort of screen in front of the net. And looking at the overhead vantage point, and Merwald got a big piece of that, but it